How's it going, guys? It's Coach JG here from Vej Athletics. I don't have my camera. I have camera issues with my stand-up camera, so this is the highest tech setup that I can have. What I wanted to go over today was talking about agility training. So agility training, working on speed, working on changing direction, maybe going really fast in one direction and then going the opposite, or doing a 90-degree turn, something like that. Even jumping, landing, running. Going from a jump to a landing to a sprint or to a cut, whatever it is. It's a really key part of training, and I'm working and I'm seeing holes and weaknesses in multiple athletes and sports that I'm working with right now. So I've always worked with figure skaters for a long time. My son just started getting into rugby, so we've been doing a lot of looking into rugby, and then I've worked with hockey players for a long time as well. So in my expertise, those are three groups of athletes who are usually missing a component there of agility. If you grow up playing soccer, you really build that agility and that ability to cut. If you grow up playing basketball, the body control that I grew up with playing basketball and developed has stuck with me like my entire life to this point, being able to jump in and do a lot of different things. So if you're in one of these sports where you don't really develop those agility qualities, how can you work agility and speed training into your sessions so they're going to help you and help you develop as an athlete? So figure skating is a little bit slower. Figure skaters aren't necessarily reacting to something. They're going by a program, but they still need to be able to smoothly transition to those areas, control their body, change directions as efficiently when they want to change directions. Rugby, that depends on whether or not you're going to get smashed or crushed, and same thing in hockey. Being able to change directions, whether you're not going to get smashed or crushed. So agility ladder is something we use a lot. I started pulling out the agility ladder with all those groups just as part of the warm-up. So don't think the agility ladder is this life-changing thing. A lot of people do all these crazy drills in the agility ladder, and they think that's going to make them quicker as they stare down at the ground. No, use it as a warm-up. Use it as something to get your nervous system fired up. Use it as something to get your feet fired up as you practice moving in the agility ladder from the beginning. Practice seeing it, knowing where your feet are and where they're going to be, and then doing something with your head up. And I coach my athletes to have their head up and be able to see what they want to see through their peripheral vision. Next is some change of direction drills, guys. So it could be running to a cone, foot over the line, come back, around the cone. We do a lot of skips, whether that's high knees going lateral, whether that's single leg skips, and then we explode into a sprint in either direction. For the most part right now, for the winter, we just go front to back because we're on turf a lot of the time. So we don't have a ton of space on a strip of turf. But those, you can make your own drills, and those are all drills. Keep them short, keep them concise, do them perfectly. Look at yourself on video and see where you can make adjustments and where you need to be. There's a lot of different things here for different athletes. So I can't put one common cue or issue that I see when I'm talking about those athletes that I'm currently working with. But stomping is something you want to avoid. Again, staring at the ground is something you want to avoid. Hunching forward to feel like you're going faster is something you want to avoid. Those are all things that you want to work against when you're doing your speed and agility training. And then strengthening the ankles and strengthening the feet. So I'm going to do a whole series on this, strengthening the feet. I'm working up squat 700 pounds, and one of the components that I've used is strengthening my feet. I have really strong, wide feet now from about 2 years of my Vivos and all that. But little ankle jumps. We like to work in little ankle jumps when we're doing the ladder. We like to work in and out little jumps on the ladder, doing single leg stuff, preferably in barefoot or in socks or in a minimalist training shoe. And strengthening that foot ankle complex is going to make a big difference in terms of your that first part of your body that has contact with the ground, being able to send the proper signals, being able to absorb the right kind of force, not sending that force to the wrong places. That's how we injure the knees, the hips, the ankles, the back. So there you guys have it. Those are a couple ways that you can adjust doing that stuff, and you can do it in training or long-term athletic development. We love having athletes just do different sports. If you are a hockey player and you sometimes go and play a little soccer or basketball, that's going to help develop you. My figure skaters don't really have the time to do or the care to do other sports, but that's why when they come to me, I try to expose them to as many different movements as possible, and then rugby as well. if you are playing rugby. You should be basketball or soccer. I prefer basketball just because the you don't have the ball between your feet, controlling your agility. Is a great cross training method, and I'll repeat, when I was watching a lot of these rugby games, I look out there and I'm like, yo, a basketball player would smoke these guys. A basketball player would smoke these guys. It's so many of these guys just run in a straight line, get smashed. You don't see a lot of cutting, you don't see a lot of jumping, you don't see a lot of even the cuts and agility that you see in football. You don't really see. I hope that helps. Take care, guys. Vej Athletics.